What's going on, everyone? It is fun to be here. I don't know what the badoom psh came from. Apparently, I accidentally clicked a button. Man, I am just. It's been a week. It has been a week, and it's been a minute to get here. I'm a little bit frazzled coming in. What's going on, everybody? I don't know why the chat bot doesn't seem to be working, but let me tell you what the question of the day is, because man, I wanted that to be working, but it's not. What's going on, Regina? I'm so excited. We're going to be doing the supporter spotlight with you. So my question of the day is the first question that we're going to be asking for everybody, and you might have already answered it, but what do you think of having the Carabao Cup final move to April? Do you think it's good or bad for Spurs? That's the question of the day. And this is a live show where I love seeing people in the comments. So please get in there. We're going to be chatting. We're going to talk to Regina in a little bit. She's going to be our supporter spotlight from South Africa, telling us a little bit what it's like to watch Spurs. I mean, I don't even know what time of the day it is when the games come on in South Africa. I know for me, it's always in the morning. I've got my cup of coffee, usually sitting on the couch. And yeah, I've just watched Spurs by myself in my living room for the longest time. And so that's how I watch Spurs, but I want to know how other people around the world watch Spurs. And then we're just going to have a conversation. We're going to go back to the game against Brentford. We're going to talk about the final being moved. We're going to talk about who was your man of the match. We're going to have a conversation with Dakota as well. Dakota's going to join me for the last half of the show. And I asked some questions on Twitter the other night, just some fun questions like who else do you support outside the outside the Premier League besides Spurs? Because, seeing what happened with Marine was so fun, and watching all those virtual tickets get sold. I have a local club that I support personally, and I know how much it would mean to see something like that happen for that club. So I thought, well, I wonder who else, people support. And then, we're going to talk about the starting 11 for not Aston Villa anymore, but now Fulham, as the game has been officially changed. So, as always, if you are in the chat, I just want to remind you, if I don't see somebody in the chat and you do, make sure you give them a hearty Spurs welcome. Even if they don't support Spurs, make them feel like they're welcome on this channel. If they're talking Tottenham, whatever. But if they are a supporter of Arsenal, the best way to treat them is to give them the silent treatment, because it makes them feel right at home at the Emirates. So, first question I wanted to talk about today. Let's pull this up. Oh, it's not working. Let's see. We got a little bit of technical difficulties as I just jumped here from work. Let's do this real quick. Apologize for the delay. We're having, let's see here. Yeah, I agree. Arsenal is bad. Let's see if this works. All right, we'll just do it this way. So Spurs are on their way to Wembley, and my question for everyone was, are you glad that it's moved to April? Because I'm not really sure how I feel about it. So some of the comments that were left on the last video from We Are Tottenham, not We Are Tottenham TV, don't be confused. They said, no, what if our form drops in April? And I think that's a legitimate question. I feel like it's so difficult to know how we're going to be playing in April, right? Because by then, a lot of the season will have been played, and I feel like we're doing so well right now. And even though sometimes I don't really know, who Jose is going to play on the right wing or whatever, and I don't know if Bergwijn's going to have a good game or not. I do feel like overall, I feel confident going into most games, and Manchester City continues to be gaining steam, gaining momentum, and I feel like, man, this could be a tougher game in April than it would be, say, next month in February. Rashid's Playhouse said this. He said, I'm actually happy that the finals are in April because it's my birthday in April, and also because we can focus more on the Premier League. I think we do actually have a good chance to win the title this season, considering the big teams aren't performing. I also think maybe Sergio Reguilon deserved man of the match, as his performance was outstanding. And this is, again, against Brentford, just going back to that game. And, I don't know. I still feel like Spurs they're not contenders for the title. Even in such an open year, I think you'd still have to say that the favorites are Liverpool. You'd still have to say that the favorites are Manchester City. But we will definitely be up there. And who knows? You could have a couple people slip up, and all of a sudden, you're right in and around those top 3 spots. It was so fun to have us top of the league when we were, but I just don't think it's sustainable at this point. We just don't have the team to do it yet. Jose's still in his first year, but also wanted to get to Regina. Regina sent in some audio, and here's what Regina had to say.
Yes, we're in the final.
Woo!
We're going to face City in April.
Yes.
And to be honest, I think it would have been better if the date hadn't been pushed back, because the sooner we have a trophy in the cabinet, the better. And I think it would have helped us to push on even more in terms of striving to win the next trophy.
Yes.
But with that being said, the Premier League season ends on May the 23rd, which is less than a month after the final. So that'll be perfect in terms of giving us that springboard to really finish the season strong with maximum points. And my man of the match v Brentford has to be Mr. Sissoko.
Yes.
He played extremely well, both defensively and offensively. The latter part being quite rare, to be honest. But it was really good seeing him score that header to put us in front. And overall, he put on a pleasing display. So it was well deserved.
Yes, well deserved. I didn't personally have Sissoko as man of the match, but so many people did. He won the man of the match officially, as it is. And you never see that guy score a goal, especially with this header. I thought, as I watched that header, and you'd have to go back and watch some of those highlights, but the way he kind of went in for that, it just looked so awkward. It just looked like he hadn't practiced headers in, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. It just looked like just throw your head at it. And it worked. Thankfully, he scored that goal. And it was so fun, too, to see Tanguy and Dembele. Tanguy was almost... That was like the biggest smile I think I've seen on him in a long time. Like, he's usually, cool as a cucumber. He doesn't really get bothered by anything. But, man, he certainly loved that goal. And speaking of, who was the man of the match, let's ask that question and get into the comments. I see some people are in here. We've got Arsenal bad in all caps. We know that. Don't spread hate. But definitely keep it quiet for them. They love that. What's up, Darren Jackson? Good to see you in the chat. Welcome. Regina, I agree. Liverpool, Man U, Man City are favorites, I think. I just think they're so strong. I mean, even without Virgil van Dijk, like Liverpool are Liverpool. So it's hard to see anyone else being the favorites. But I do think we'll be up there. I said this a long time ago now, it feels like. I think it was back in June or July in one of my prediction videos that I felt like we were going to take third and we might win 2 trophies. And we're still in that. I think it's going to happen. And let's see. Yes, it's because Tanguy, Sissoko, and Aurier are best buds. They are best buds. And it's so fun to see that kind of a camaraderie. You know what I mean? Like, to see the team actually have friendship is so important. Especially under Mourinho. I feel like Mourinho is like the lunch lady, like everybody doesn't like the lunch lady. And I'm not sure, maybe everybody does love Jose, but I feel like the team is more like banded together by their, he like picks on them sometimes, especially Delhi, and all those things. But I just think it's a good thing to see the camaraderie of those, at least those 3. But you see it in all of them, even Bale with him putting the armband on Ledley King the other day. I just love that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for that audio. And let's see here. The question being, who was your man of the match? Jake Taylor wrote, Sissoko is the man of the match. Seems like a common theme. Lily White Lane said, my man of the match has to be Sissoko. He was fantastic and kept pushing the ball forward. His positional awareness is brilliant. And what a bullet header as well. That's true. Unpopular opinion. Højbjerg should transition into a center back. He's such a leader in general, and the way he shouts at the players and does things like a manager. He's an absolute warrior, and you'd imagine him and Alderweireld at the back. What a partnership that would make. Not only do I think we should invest in the January transfer window, if Delhi goes, we must bring in Sabitzer. He's creative like Delhi back in his prime. Plus, he's got many, many more years to come. We must also invest in our future, which I think the club is doing great at now, developing future stars such as Harvey White, Dennis Sirkin, Jaffa Tanganga, Jack Clark, and if things go the right way, we'll be a top club in England soon. I think that is an unpopular opinion, at least personally. I think Højbjerg does his job, and as the commander in that center, in that midfield, it's so important for him to be there. He's able to communicate from back to front, and so personally, I would not want him to move him back. I think Toby does it great on the back line. You've got Hugo who's shouting. And I think Harry Kane will get in there too and kind of let people know what's up. So I would just leave Højbjerg right where he is. And of course, we fully enjoyed, just seeing these young kids play against Marine. I thought they did so well. Let's just take this audio here from Luke from the Discord server. Here's what Luke had to say.
How about that, Spurs fans? We're headed to the final of the Thai Energy Drink Cup. First off, sweet justice for Musa Sissoko with a perfect header blasted into the corner via a scintillating Reguilon cross.
Yes, it was.
All my Sissoko haters out there can take the day off.
Luke, I want to meet you so bad. I believe you're in Michigan, so we should make that happen. But all the Sissoko haters can take the day off. Let's continue.
And the most impactful moment of the match has to be once the whistle blew and the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium PA team blasted the 1981 Classic by Chaz and Dave. Spurs are on their way to Wembley. Come on, you Spurs.
Hey. Come on, you Spurs. Man, it's I love that. Thank you so much for that audio. I love a laugh, and it was. Yeah, maybe man of the match was whoever was the DJ at the end there. You know, there's nobody in the stands except for all like the news and the players and everybody, but to play. Spurs are on their way to Wembley. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Thanks so much, Luke, for that audio. Now, I also wanted to talk a little bit about this drawings. One of the questions that I had was this, right here. Join our Discord and submit a picture of like Højbjerg as a warrior. And understandably, there was not a lot of time to really talk about. And look, Wilf Elliott, you're in here. Yes. I'm gonna show your picture in just a second. Thanks for joining the stream. So I've been noticing there's a lot of awesome Spurs art out there, and I just want to find a way to highlight that more on my channel, because really what I hope this channel to be is like just truly a place to talk Tottenham. I know you can find like awesome channels like Matt Hayes, right? Who's giving you like up-to-date news, and you've got guys like the Irish Yid who are just classic hardcore. They're giving you their thoughts and opinions, and I love that kind of thing. And I think my channel's a little bit different in that it's just like, personally, when I'm watching Spurs in the United States, it's really hard to find people that are talking about Spurs in just a normal light, let alone a positive light. Usually, ESPN FC is just garbage 99% of the time. It's just talking down about Spurs all the time. So I want to talk about Spurs and have fun. And so that was my question. Would you join the Discord and submit a picture of Højbjerg as a warrior? Now, there's no official Højbjerg warriors in this list. Nobody ever sent anything, and to be honest, it was a tough turnaround time, like 4 or 5 days, to be able to do something like that. But I did find some art that I wanted to share, and so let me share some of this stuff with you here. First, Højbjerg himself said he is basically a warrior. He was saying to Josh Da Silva, of course he didn't mean it, so don't worry, I'm a Viking, I'm fine. A Viking is a type of warrior. It's so awesome. So here's what I found. Firstly, there was this video, which is kind of what I was hoping for, and I don't want to let it play too long because I don't know if I'll get like copyright stuff. But dude, this Reface app, they basically put Højbjerg's face on these just classic, training videos. And so anyway, whoever Mick Miller is, well done. I thought that was awesome, and you should totally check that out. Now, let me share you some of these. Now, I mentioned, or we saw in the stream, let me go back here. Wilf Elliott. Now here's his Twitter, and check out this photo of Toby. I mean, this is so awesome. I don't know how long it takes for you to be able to do something like this, but what a sweet picture. Let me just pull this up a little bit bigger. Yeah, just so cool. I love the colors, the sunlight, like the lighting and everything. Just so stinking cool. So amazing job, Toby Alderweireld. I mean, he's got to be loving that. And yeah, so if you know of people that are artists and like to do Spurs art, you let me know about it, because some of these are really amazing. You should follow them on Twitter. They might have Instagram and stuff too. So check that out. And then another one I wanted to show. This is Spur on the Gulls. And so I asked her, I heard about her already. And so I tweeted at her and I said, hey, could you draw Højbjerg as a warrior? And she said, unfortunately, I only do portraits, but if you want to use this sketch, I'd be more than happy. Dude, check this out. I mean, that is Pierre. I mean, it is so amazing to see. So if you want to follow her, Spur on the Gulls, just absolutely amazing stuff. And let me just show you as well. This is, Jedson Fernandez. He's questionable sometimes on the pitch. I thought he had a decent game against Marine, but look at that. Wow. I mean, some of these pictures, you guys are amazing human beings that you can actually do some of this stuff. If you know of other people who do stuff like that, please get it in the Discord. And we've got like a Spurs picks. Maybe we could do Spurs art or something like that, because I think it would be a lot of fun to just look at some amazing human beings and their artwork. So we are about to jump into a conversation with Regina. So I'm going to give us just a 30-second, 1-minute break really quick, and we're going to do a supporter spotlight with her. So don't go too far. We will be right back. All right, we are back and we are live on the headset with Regina. I'm so glad that you're able to do this. Regina, you are top of our trivia charts. You must be a fan for, like, how long have you been a fan of Spurs?
Not that long. I think about 1.5 years, maybe.
1.5 years?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so wait, so how did you come to
Yeah.
start following Spurs?
Okay, so after watching like the 2018 World Cup,
Uh-huh.
that's when I actually started liking football.
Okay.
So towards the end of that year, I started watching the Premier League.
Yep.
And then one day, I just happened to stumble across a Spurs match. And on the screen, I saw none other than Sonny and Dele Alli.
Yep.
I think they were like celebrating a goal or
Uh-huh.
something. And then from then on, I just fell in love with the club and the players. And
That's
of course, the
awesome.
awesome Tottenham fan base.
Yeah. Wow. So
Yeah.
you haven't been following Tottenham for very long. So you watched the World Cup. So you watched Hugo Lloris lift the World Cup, and then after
Yes.
that you happened to follow Spurs. That's so fun. That is so fun.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. So what time is it usually when you watch Spurs?
So since I'm in South Africa, the time difference is only like 2 hours.
Okay.
So I either only watch in like the afternoon or like late at night.
Gotcha.
So for example, against Leeds, it was at like 2:30 p.m.
Uh-huh.
And then at against Chelsea, it was at like 6:30 p.m. So it's not that late or
Yeah.
that early.
So it's more like
Yeah.
maybe dinner time or a little bit after.
Yes, true.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. So see, like for me, I don't think I might have I mean, I've watched games here, soccer games here. That's what we call it, soccer. I know
Yeah.
it's actually football. But
Yeah.
but anyway, I've watched games in the evening here, but I've never watched a Spurs match except for when I got to see them live as well, except for in the morning. So do you do anything special?
Okay.
Do you like wear a kit? Do you eat a certain food? Do you have any superstitions about things before the games, or do you just show up and watch?
Not really, to be honest. I usually just show up and watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I do like to have a bit of like cappuccino while watching the game
Okay.
because, you know, if we're playing well, then maybe a few goals up, then I'll just be chilling, you know,
Yeah.
having my drink.
Uh-huh.
And if we're like losing, then the drink will help me calm down a bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Now,
yeah.
do you watch with anyone, or do you typically watch by yourself?
Mostly I watch by myself.
Yeah. See, I feel like
Yeah,
a lot of supporters around the world, that's usually how we end up watching, right? Because
yeah.
it's not like there's a huge supporter club. Now, in my city, we do have a supporter club. They actually meet down at a bar, and sometimes I'll be able to go, but it's so early, 7:30 in the
Uh-huh.
morning sometimes. It's like I just
Yeah.
want to roll out of bed and watch the game in my PJs.
You
So
know? Yeah.
So yeah, well that's awesome. So who is your favorite player? I think I know the answer to that question from our trivia, but why don't you let everyone know
Yep.
who is your favorite player and why?
Okay, so at the moment it's Eric Dyer
Okay.
because first of all, it's just great to see how well he's like transformed from being a midfielder to a centre back.
Yeah.
And even though it wasn't working out in the beginning because he received a lot of stick for it,
Mm-hmm.
um, but he's been great off the pitch as well.
Yeah.
Like he's created an app called Spotless,
Yes.
and yeah, and he's now the ambassador of Sported.
Oh,
So
really?
overall, yeah,
Okay.
and overall, he just seemed like a lovely, intelligent, and good-looking guy. Yeah,
Yeah, it's hard to deny that he also has that
yeah,
going for him as well. Yeah, I mean,
yep.
so what's crazy, I actually got to meet him. The one time that I got to go, I won that trip to go get to see Spurs at Wembley. They played Liverpool and beat them 4-1. It was a beautiful day. But just before that, I got to meet Eric Dyer, and he is, as you say, like he was very,
Yeah.
as a conversation partner, he was like asking questions about me, like where I was from. And I don't know,
Wow.
when you meet people that are famous, sometimes you think, you're the one that's
It's all
asking the
about them.
questions. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, kind of interested to just know who I was, who my wife was, and things like that. So
Oh,
hopefully, I mean, that would be so
cool.
awesome if you could get to meet him sometime. And so, do you have his app?
Yeah.
Do you have Spotless?
Yes, I actually got it a few weeks ago.
Did you really? What is it like? I've never
Yeah.
downloaded it.
It's really cool actually. So basically you sign up and everything, and then you create a profile, and then you can just post a few pictures of restaurants you've been to, and then
Okay.
write a little recommendation. And then
Nice.
people near where you live can check it out, and then they can go somewhere.
Gotcha. So, have you done
Yeah.
that? Have you posted any pictures or no? Oh, did we lose you?
No, I haven't posted yet.
Oh, okay.
But the one thing is, since no, since there's not a lot of like Spurs supporters and stuff, I don't think they would have heard of the app.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of people who've posted and stuff.
That's right. We got to get
Yeah.
working for Eric Dyer to help out his little app business, so more and more people can
Oh
use it.
yes. Yes.
Well, that's
Yes.
awesome. So yeah, I love
Yeah.
that, and I love that because a lot of people. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, they just, it's Sonny, it's Harry Kane, it's those are the
Yeah.
typical names. So it's good to see Eric Dyer getting some love. And I saw in there Ravager saying he's got the best chant. I love Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer loves me. And
Loves me,
yes,
yes.
exactly, exactly. So let me ask you this: what do you think Spurs can achieve this season? I saw you write a little bit in the chat, but yeah, what do you think we can achieve? Let's start with just the Premier League. Where do you think we'll be?
Okay, so in the Premier League, I think we can achieve top four,
Mm-hmm.
because we need to secure that Champions League football again,
Yeah,
which we've all missed.
totally.
Um, and I see a lot of fans still dreaming and saying maybe we can win the league again. Well,
Mm-hmm.
not again, but maybe we can win the league.
Yep.
And I was honestly thinking the same
Mm-hmm.
until the Leicester match because we
Yeah.
didn't play well at
Mm-hmm.
all. And that just sent me crashing down to
Yeah.
reality.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I felt like the same way when we were, we held off Man City. We had beaten Manchester United away. We
Yeah.
drew at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. All those things started to feel like, man, there's some momentum here. And losing against Liverpool at Anfield, I mean, it was almost,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it was expected, but I mean, they don't lose at Anfield. But the
Exactly.
but the response, like you're saying, against Leicester, I was really hoping to see a response, especially at home, and it never
Yeah.
happened. And yeah, I think it did kind of bring a lot of us fans, I don't know about crashing down, but we certainly came back down to reality. And
Yeah,
and
definitely.
but it's all right. I do feel like we're in a much better place. Um, Even as a team, I just, like I said, I feel like the camaraderie's there. I feel like Jose is, in the same way. And if you've only been a fan for about a year and a half, that maybe you
Yeah.
don't remember so much about Pochettino, but he just gave us a vision and a dream. And I saw something
Yeah.
on Twitter once that said, our phrase is to dare is to do. And
Yes.
so Pochettino is like, he's the one who taught us to dare, and
Good
hopefully,
day.
do you think we can win a couple trophies? One trophy? No trophies?
Um, I think we can lift at least two trophies,
Okay.
like Europa League, because
Uh-huh.
of Jose's record of like playing in it,
Yep.
and also Carabao Cup because I mean we're already in the final,
Yeah.
and Jose just doesn't use finals,
Yeah, that
and
Jose Mourinho
especially
factor.
exactly,
Hmm.
and especially against City, who we've beaten 2-0 twice under
Yep.
Jose, so I'm pretty confident about that.
Yeah. That's a good point because, I mean, I think City have won it the last 3 years in a row. Jose,
Yeah,
yeah, Jose has, well, Spurs with Jose have beaten City twice 2-0, which
yeah,
feels good. But I don't know. I think it's just being a Spurs fan. There's some dread. I know when we get to playing it, I'll have a lot of butterflies for that game, and but I'll be
yeah,
looking forward to it though. I think it'll be an exciting match.
yeah, I agree.
Now, last question before we're going to switch over to Dakota. I want to just ask you, were you someone that felt like it would be better off to, I know you kind of said a little bit of both, like it would have been nice, kind of lifted our spirits in February, but do you think ultimately in the end it'll be better to play it in April, the final?
Um, well, in the beginning of the video, when you talked about someone saying that we may not be um, playing as well as we are now,
Yeah.
it kind of makes me say, okay, maybe it shouldn't have been pushed back
Hmm.
because the last thing you want is us playing, very average and then City
Yeah.
playing at their best.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't the best thing.
Yeah, it's hard to say, and the time will tell, right? We're going to find out in April, but part of me
Yeah,
feels like in some ways I feel like we're raring to go right now. Like you were almost saying is like, let's get that cup right now and take it
yeah,
into the final part of the season. But it could also be really disappointing, right? If we lose, then it could kind of maybe take the
exactly.
wind out of our sails or something like that.
Yeah,
But
true.
what I do like about what you said, it's saying get those max points by the end of the season, and then and then play this cup final. I do
Yeah.
feel like it will be like, I don't know. In the United States, we have like a bunch of fireworks, on the 4th of July. And like
Oh,
usually
yes,
the
yeah.
end is like the biggest firework, whatever. And I feel like it'll be like that.
Yes.
Like hopefully it'll build up. We'll get to the end and it'll just be like top four, cup final, Europa League final, and it'll
Oh,
just
that
be,
sounds great.
yeah, I sure hope it's gonna be an April and May, something like that. So Regina, thank you so much
Yeah.
for doing this live, and thank you always for sending in your audio. It's so wonderful to hear from you, and yeah, we'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me on.
yeah, you bet. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye now. Man, so fun. We have such awesome people on this channel. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for making the Discord server what it is too. It's so fun to see everybody chatting and leveling up. We've got that ranking system. I don't even know who's at the top anymore. I used to be, but you guys talk Tottenham like all day, all night. I love it. Yes, Ravenger, that's you. We're talking you. And what's up, Alex? The Let's Talk Tottenham gang. All right, well, it is 2:00, which means I got to go grab Dakota. So just hold on for a second here. We will be right back, and we will be talking even more Tottenham. All right, everyone, we are back, and we are back with Dakota, which I'm super stoked for. What's up, Dakota? How are you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing good. Coming off of a big win
Yep.
always makes the beginnings of the week feel a little bit better.
Yes,
And
Monday.
then, we got some clarity for our midweek game
I
early
know.
this morning in the US. So that is definitely, a little bit less stressed
Yes.
today than I was going to bed last night. So it's all good.
Are you glad that they've changed it to Fulham? I feel like that's a way they should be doing that. Like if there's a game that's been missed and there's a game that's not going to
Right.
happen, they should just rotate those.
Totally. It makes sense. It doesn't really solve the problem
No.
because now you got to figure out where to put the Villa
Right.
game in. But, if we can make one up and not have,
Yeah.
3 games that we have to make up where we're playing every 3 days again like we were earlier in the
Yep.
season, I'm all for it.
Totally.
It would have been nice to have Villa kind of have to roll out their under 23s and
Yeah, right.
although I say that they did it, they held their own against Liverpool
Yeah.
there for the majority of the game. So
Yep.
maybe I don't want to wish for that. But,
Right.
either way.
Yeah. Well, so actually that's what I want to talk about this a little bit because so you talked about the U23s against Liverpool, and I want to talk a little bit about Marine in the first half against Tottenham. They held their own. They hit the crossbar. Joe Hart kind of let something through that he thought was going over the net. The ball had other ideas. And yeah, I just feel like there's so many little clubs or smaller clubs like that when they get their opportunity, it's like they have nothing to lose, especially when they're playing at home. And I recognize they technically didn't have fans, and I loved hearing the air horns and like people like, whatever, in their gardens as they call it, or in their backyards for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about those smaller clubs. Do you have a smaller club that you follow outside of the Premier League, or maybe a big club outside the Premier League that you support?
Yeah, watching that broadcast, it was very high school football
Yeah.
here in the United States feel, and it was good. I love sports in general, and I find it hard to just be neutral.
Yes.
So I've actually got a club in like basically all the 5 big leagues that I
Okay.
follow and keep up with, and
Wow.
Borussia Mönchengladbach really endeared
Okay.
themselves to me during the restart.
Dude, really
Plus they've
quick,
got
I just gotta pause you really quick. We are having like a
yeah,
stream raid right now from all the Matt Hayes army. And I just want to
let's
say, what's up,
go.
everybody? Welcome or welcome back if you're coming back. This is so fun. And Matt Hayes, as always, you're the man. So kind as ever. Thanks for sending
What a
all
legend.
these viewers our way. Okay, sorry. So Mönchengladbach.
Yeah. Mönchengladbach. They also had a sick kit last year,
Oh, did
which
they?
basically sealed the deal for me. Yeah, they had like green and black smoke at the bottom of
Okay.
their kit, which that sealed the deal for me last year.
Now
Um,
you are like a kit collector, right? I thought I
dude,
saw that
yeah,
on your Twitter.
yep. I love kits. So anytime you can have like a really just over the top, really something that stands out,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be drawn to it more
Nice.
often than not. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. And then I'm my wife and I and our family are planning on moving to Spain
Oh,
at some
really?
point in the next 2 years. Actually, yeah.
Okay.
We're actually looking at moving to Sevilla. So once I found out Sevilla had a club, I was like, okay, I'm going to support Sevilla. And then there was a moment where I realized Betis is also in Sevilla. So
Ah,
I had a moment of which one do I choose? But
yeah.
no, it's Sevilla
All
all day
right.
long. So that actually gave me a little bit of insight on Sergio Reguilon before we
Yes.
signed him last year. So I watched a lot of his game last year, which I wanted him, and then for us to go out and sign him, I was even more just juiced.
Dude, just so you know,
Uh,
Alex is in the chat going, Dakota, don't support Sevilla, support Malaga. Thanks. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but
Malaga would go along more with your small club
yes.
kind of theme, but
Yeah.
I
But dude,
don't really
stay with
have any.
Sevilla. Support who you want to
Yeah,
support, you know?
they're in my heart
Yep,
already.
for sure. Do you have anyone
Uh,
local like in the United States that you follow as well, or no, not really?
So where I live, I live in East Tennessee. We actually
Okay.
have a USL League Two team in the
Oh,
city that I live
nice.
in.
Yeah.
They used to be the Tri-Cities Otters, but we're not called the Tri-Cities anymore. We're called the
Okay.
Appalachian Highlands. So
Oh.
they just rebranded just a few days ago,
Oh, wow.
simply to just Otter Soccer is now
Okay.
the
Gotcha.
not a thing. And then just an hour or so down the road, Appalachian FC
Mm-hmm.
just launched. If
Okay.
anybody's seen any of their stuff, Sasquatch is on their badge. So I was immediately
Yeah.
just, yep,
Drawn.
this is it. This is
That's
it.
awesome. That's super
So
cool.
yeah, it'll be fun. Hopefully they get to play their season.
Yeah.
This year they are
Yep.
supposed to start in May. So
Okay.
fingers crossed that I
Yeah.
get a little bit of squatchy over in Boone.
Seriously. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. So, for me, I try to do what you did, like in the sense of like having like a team in every league, but I don't have the bandwidth right now to really
Yeah.
follow them as I would like. I might say like
Yep.
I want to watch this, but and the way that I came to follow Spurs was like it was a heart thing. Like I felt like, dude, Spurs, I am Spurs. Like there's
Yes.
and part of it is because, and you'll know this from the Detroit Lions, like, dude, it's the hope that kills us every freaking year, dude.
Yeah.
Just every year we're like, this is gonna be our year. Finally, this is gonna be better. Like Stafford's gonna do it, and we got this coach, dude. It never does it. And so I feel right at home, in this Tottenham kit, man. I just feel like, dude, this is gonna be it. And then sometimes you lose to Leicester and you're sad, but at the same time, I do feel like, so not in my hometown, but near where I grew up near Detroit. We've got Detroit City FC, and they're they're a small
Fan
club,
owned, right?
but they are now fan owned, and I'm one of those fan owners. And
Let's
so,
go.
dude, I brought my kit just to show you. I don't know what you like about it or not, but it's pinstripe,
Oh.
pinstripe on the front, And we got this. I like this logo right here. It's the Spirit of Detroit from downtown. And Sean-Claude Lawson is our all-time leading goal scorer, and the guy scores from the bench, which is just so fun. So anyway, Detroit City FC definitely have a place in my heart because of I'm not really a big MLS fan. I struggle to support what I like to think of as like a billionaire's pyramid scheme. Like I just feel like if you need 200 million to get in, that's probably what's supporting that league. So, but yeah, I know a lot of people love it. And, I used to have some friends from high school and then they like moved to Orlando and like, dude, the chaos, in some of those games is really a cool atmosphere and stuff. So, and City has that. They've got like a really local, a lot of smoke, which is awesome. And actually during, COVID, they couldn't have any fans and whatever. Dude, I don't know how they did this and I should look it up, but they put like a robot out there and they timed the game to do smoke. So someone could light off the smoke when City scored, and in like the 80th minute they would always do it. So they would like do it. It's just like, that's the kind of stuff that I love. It just makes that local soccer so much fun. So anyway, what's up? Holly's in the chat. Holly's saying, what's up, Dakota? What's up, Anthony? Hello.
Agambar.
James Watson is saying Barry Sanders, greatest of all time. Dude, you don't have to argue with me. I think he's one of the greatest. And I could remember my grandfather always telling me, like, that guy's a humble player. Scores a touchdown, he puts the ball on the ground. But anyway, just some good memories there. And
but let's like all the Detroit Lion greats, he played 10 years and then he was like,
deuces. Yeah, dude. He said deuces and never came back. Just like Calvin Johnson, dude. It's just like so sad. Anyway, Alex, I see you're in here saying the FA Cup draw is in 12 minutes. Dude, if you know what's happening, let me know. And I would love to hear from it. You guys get the draw live in America. I almost never watch the draws live. Do you?
I watched, I watched the Europa League draw, maybe our round of 16 in the Champions League last year. I watched live, but usually the draws are like at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And I don't really want to get up to watch a draw.
No, dude. No, not at all.
So I'll just wait and wake up at my normal time and find it out.
Yeah, Twitter, dude. Twitter. Okay, so let me get to some of these comments and stuff, and then we'll kind of talk through some of these things. So other people's clubs, Ginty, who's been on here, he's an awesome dude. Ginty said Celtic FC, which by coincidence of your picture have a connection to to St. Pauli. Which, let me see if I can pull that up really quick.
Do they really?
Yes, they do. Let me just pull this up. So there it is. Picture. Awesome. So I threw up all these clubs. These are actually all except for Marine. Detroit City FC has played against all these clubs and in friendlies. Played against Glentoran, Nahaka, Venezia, and FC St. Pauli as well. And it's just so awesome to have them come out and play against, little old Detroit City FC, or not so little anymore. Sometimes it feels like. Ryan from Bangladesh said, I support FC Spartak Moscow from Russia. Also, and I'm going to totally botch this name. It's Bashundara Kings from Bangladesh, who just won the Federation Cup yesterday. So that's awesome, but you got to know that these clubs don't even come close to the love I have for Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, you Spurs. I love that. Hey. Ravager says PSG. Techno says AC Milan. The Irish Yid said Celtic as well. The Todd Father, I think you know who that is. Says Portland Timbers FC and San Diego Loyal, which San Diego Loyal.
Trash kit. Trash kit. He knows.
He knows. Okay, so he knows. As long as he knows.
Yeah. I think the kit's fine, but the badge is trash. One of the two.
Yeah.
One of the two. He knows what I'm talking about.
They need to hire somebody to help them. Marcelo says
not whoever did
it.
Designed the Dynamo badge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah, dude, some of those are so rough. Marcelo says Corinthians. Killer Priest says no other team. Sinlay, I support only Tottenham, but I do like Dortmund and Marine, but I just don't support them. Another AC Milan. And then I just want to show this here. Detroit Spurs